Alright, hey, this is Toe2 Bravo, and we're going to go over some of the changes that I've done on the Kayak since the first video. A couple things that were required upgrades to make it perform a little better than the results that I got on the first outing. Some things became apparent. Number one, the battery was too heavy. So let's go over a couple things that I've changed, and we haven't put it to practical use yet, but our next step will be take it out for test number 2. So let's go ahead and I'll point out some of the changes. On the first outing I had this battery in the Kayak. This is a 65 amp hour marine battery, and this is what I used for the first outing. This battery weighs, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's zero our scale. Put the battery on. Alright, this battery weighs 43.5 pounds. Holy smokes. Let's try that again. Let's take it off. Let's let the scale zero. And back on. 43.5 pounds. Holy smokes. Alright, let's go get the battery that we're going to use. Alright. This is the battery that we're going to replace the original battery with. So they're both 12 volt batteries. This one here is 65 amp hours like I mentioned earlier. This one is 12 volts, 17 amp hours. So granted, my run time's not going to be as long, but really all I'm looking to get out of this is anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, and I think I can achieve that with this 17 amp hour 12 volt battery. We'll still have to put that to the test, but let's go ahead and see what the weight difference is. We will zero the scale and put the battery on. 13.5 pounds. Zero the scale again. And 13.5 pounds. I'll take that every day of the week. So that is 30 pounds lighter. So 30 pounds less that we will have in the back of this Kayak. So that 43 pounds, 43.5 pounds on the original test run of this Kayak with the trolling motor was center mass right here. So now we're not going to have that 43 pounds there anymore, and we're going to put the new battery, the 13.5 pound battery, over here on the left side. It is going to be velcroed in right behind this area right here. I'll show you that here in a moment. So that 13.5 pounds is going to help offset the trolling motor on the right side. It's one of the things I've done to improve this setup. Another thing that I did was cut off some excess wood. I figure anywhere that I can save on some weight. I took off probably 3 inches of wood over there. Didn't need it. It was just excess. So a little bit of weight that we managed to get rid of. Now unfortunately, when I first modified this Kayak to run the trolling motor, I had cut into the back deck here in order to accommodate the larger marine battery, which is the 43 pound battery I showed you. So I did have to remove some material. But what I have done since then, because I'm not going to use that battery, is I've replaced it with another piece of hard plastic that has a lip that matches the same size as the lip that once was here. So if I do have any water that comes up over the edge, as you saw in the first film, I had some water that came up to about right here. I don't think that's going to happen with the smaller battery, but in the event that I do get some water across this back deck, I now have this right here sealed up, waterproofed, and so the water can splash across this. The water can splash across this, hit this lip, and go off either side, and I don't have to worry about it flooding the Kayak. So, and this has also been treated with Flex Seal. So I have the hard plastic, I have the silicone, and then I have the Flex Seal. So I think that'll be fine. I did make one more modification to the board here, which is what I use to mount the trolling motor. And what I was originally doing was to counter the weight on this side over here. I had this 550 cord and I was tying it off here to increase the downward pressure on this side, but that was kind of ineffective. So what I've done is I've taken a bungee, connected it here, ran her on, put a couple knots in it to make it shorter, ran it into this attachment point here, and now I have good solid downward pressure to counter the pressure on this side. Keeps everything level. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the battery in here real quick so you guys can check that out. I'll be right back. Alright, we're looking in the left side of the kayak. The seat is here. You would be facing this direction. This would be your left hand side. The trolling motor is mounted on the right hand side, so we need to counter that weight. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the battery back behind this lip here. I have some Velcro, and I have the battery right here, and on the back side of the battery I have Velcro here, and then I have this piece of foam, packing foam, attached to the battery to make up the difference for the space back here. So it'll Velcro against this wall, and then the packing material will provide the buffer against the outer wall of the kayak itself. So let's see if I can get that in here without everything falling. So here we go. And I apologize now in case it is shaky. So we take the battery, Velcro to Velcro, and you can hear it already attaching. We would hook the power cables up, which are right here on the battery if we were going to do an actual run. And now, bear with me one moment, and now you can see where the battery is mounted Velcro to Velcro here, and you have the buffer here against the outer wall of the kayak. So now we have countered the weight of the kayak from one side to the other. So 13.5 pound battery there compared to a 43.5 pound battery. And let's go ahead and remove the trolling motor, and we'll see what the weight of that is and see if it's comparable to the battery. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to weigh this trolling motor. So let's zero the scale. And I'm going to weigh myself, and then I'll weigh myself again holding the trolling motor. So as it stands right now, 210 pounds even. So 210 pounds. So we'll let the scale zero. Now I'm going to hop on the scale with the trolling motor. 224 pounds. 224 pounds, 0.5. So let's try that again. Without the trolling motor. 210 pounds. We'll let the scale zero. And with the trolling motor, 224 pounds. 224. So we subtract 10 from 24 and we get 14 pounds. So guess what? That actually worked out perfect. So now I've got the 13.5 pound battery on the left side and the 14 pound trolling motor on the right side. That works out perfect. Alright, we're back. And last but not least, this is my dry box for my wallet, keys, and phone. I Velcroed that there. You can see the location of that in relation to the seat, my Ghetto Fabulous seat. And then my tackle box, which is located up in this seam right here, which if I pan out you can see is right beside the seat. That also is Velcroed in. So those are the changes that I've made since the first outing with the trolling motor driven kayak. So if the weather's good, perhaps tomorrow, maybe Friday, I can get out again and test this setup and see what we get out of it. So I usually don't do kayak videos, but this one's got me kind of stoked, so we're gonna roll with it. So hey, this is Toe2 Bravo, and until I see you out on the river and I'm either sinking or hauling ass in this bad boy, I'll talk to you later.